3 people you should never help, not even within your own family. Today I want to talk about something that is really close to my heart. I'm sure you'll find yourself in it. We were always told, help your neighbor, be kind, reach out to those who need help. And honestly, that's a beautiful value. But just between us, sometimes it gets complicated. You've probably experienced this before. You give your time, your energy, sometimes even your money. You do it sincerely because you have a good heart. But at some point you feel empty. That little voice in your head whispers, "Wait a minute, ma'am. Am I being taken advantage of here right now?" The problem is that we often make a big mistake. We believe that being a good person means saying yes to everything, even if it harms ourselves. But you know what? This is not true goodness. If you're constantly trying to play the superhero and save everyone, you'll eventually lose yourself. And the worst thing is you don't even notice it. You think you're doing something good, but the truth is that sometimes you're just keeping toxic relationships alive, encouraging dependence on others, or even worse, allowing yourself to be manipulated by people with bad intentions, even within the family. In this video, I speak openly. There are 3 types of people, and believe me, you've probably met them before, maybe even in your family, that you definitely shouldn't help. And I'll explain why. Even if your heart says otherwise, it doesn't mean you should stop being a good person. Kindness is an incredible strength, but it must be used wisely. Do you know what I mean? So stay tuned, because what we're discussing today could change your perspective on many things. The first type of person you should definitely not help is the one who refuses to help himself. I want to tell you something very important that I noticed. There are people who categorically refuse to take responsibility for themselves. You know exactly who I mean. We all have people like this around us. Maybe it's your brother, your cousin, or even your best friend. These people who constantly complain, "My boss is terrible. I never have money. My life is lousy." Does this sound familiar? What really makes me angry is that they always have a perfect excuse ready. As soon as you try to help them, you say, "Why don't you just look for another job?" and immediately come. Yes, but the job market is overcrowded. You suggest reducing spending, and they say, "But my Netflix subscriptions and so on, I need them for my mood." It's an endless cycle. And now comes the craziest thing. These people don't want a solution at all. I know this sounds unbelievable, but it's true. They feel comfortable in their victim role because it gives them something. Attention, compassion, and listen carefully. A perfect excuse not to change anything. And here comes a bitter truth. The more you help them, the more you become their crutch. It's like trying to push a car with the handbrake on you. You almost break your back, but the car doesn't move an inch. Some people are just like that, eternal victims. That's why I advise you, and this really comes from the heart. Listen to her story once or twice, but then ask the crucial question. Okay, I understand your situation. What do you want to do about it now? But in concrete terms, what are you willing to do to make a difference? You see, this question is magical because it confronts the other person with his own responsibility. If you only hear excuses again after that, then, my friend, it's time to distance yourself. Not angry, but determined. Some people are just like that. No matter what you do, they will never change. You can tell them something like, "Listen, I like you, and I really want your situation to improve. but I can't walk the path for you. And then you let go. Do you know why letting go is so important? Because sometimes you do a person the greatest favor when you let them feel their own choices. People don't change if you constantly save them. They change when they discover their own power. Only when they are really standing against the wall do they start to find solutions. I know that's tough, especially if it's someone you love or a family member. But sometimes, loving someone also means knowing when to stop helping them. This is the only way to give him the chance to grow and take responsibility. So the next time you encounter someone who refuses to help themselves, remember your job is not to be their savior. Your job is to be a support, but not a crutch. That's a big difference. If you forget that, you'll hit the wall yourself at some point. In the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, there is something that has shaped me very much. Flee misfortune like the plague. Some people carry bad luck within them, and if you stay too long, it will be yours too. In the end, the old adage applies. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink. Everyone has to make their own decisions, and sometimes the best proof of love and support is to let go in time. Let's move on to the second type of person you should definitely not help. Those who think you're a walking bank or a free service. Honestly, that's something that makes me really angry. Those people who treat you like you're their personal ATM or their free emergency service around the clock. You know exactly who I mean. This cousin who always gets in touch at the end of the month. Hey, can you lend me $100? I'll give it back to you in 2 weeks, I promise. But 2 weeks turn into 2 months, and then everything is forgotten. And all the while, he happily posts restaurant photos on Instagram. Sound familiar? Or that person who knows you're good with computers or corrects texts, and then it starts, "Can you take a quick look at my laptop? Can you revise my CV? Can you help me assemble furniture?" But when you need help, suddenly no one is there. The crazy thing is helping once or twice is not a problem. But when it becomes a habit, then you become their plan B, their constant solution. In their eyes, you are no longer a person. You are a service, a mixture of bank, consulting office, and breakdown service. Hard but true. And now comes the best part. The day you say no. Because yes, sometimes you're tired, or have your own worries. Suddenly, you're the bad guy, the egoist, the ungrateful, as if you were the one who owes them something. Absurd, isn't it? That's why you have to learn to say no. Not a shy no with 15 explanations, but a clear, calm no. I'm sorry, I'm not borrowing money anymore. That's a rule I've set for myself. Or my normal rates apply to such services. If someone reacts insulted as soon as you set boundaries, that's the best sign that the relationship was toxic from the beginning. A true friend, someone who respects you, will understand. Maybe they're disappointed, but they understand. I like to use this image. Imagine that your energy, your time, your money are like the battery of your cell phone. If you let everyone suck on it, you'll be empty at some point. And then there's nothing left for the people who really matter, the ones who are there for you when you need them. That's why my advice, and it comes from the heart, protect your battery. This is not selfishness. This is self-P protection. Now, if you don't set boundaries, no one will do it for you. And you know what? You will always be able to support the people who really deserve your help because you don't waste your energy on the wrong ones. So the next time someone asks you for just a small favor or a little loan, remember, an honest no is 1,000 times better than a yes that eats you up inside. It's not always easy, but it's necessary for you, for your well-being, and for healthier relationships. And now we come to the third type of person you should definitely not help: the emotional manipulators, or the eternal victims. He's the most dangerous guy of all. And I'll tell you why. It really scares me. These people don't want money. They don't want services. They want your energy. They play with your feelings. It's like they have a built-in radar that detects your kindness and uses it against you. You recognize them immediately. And that's the kind of person who always has a drama going on. I swear her life could easily be a Netflix series. There are so many twists and turns, but the really perfidious thing is that she makes you believe that you are the only solution to all her problems. Beware of such people. They say things like, "I can't do it without you. You're the only person who really understands me. If you really loved me, you would do it for me." Bam! Right into the heart. This is not a coincidence. This is calculation. And the bad thing is it works. You begin to feel responsible for their happiness. It's like wearing a backpack that fills up more and more with rocks. In the beginning you think, "I'll take it," but over time it becomes so heavy that you can hardly breathe. And worst of all, the more you give, the more they want. It's never enough. They don't even thank you anymore. They just expect it. Your help becomes a matter of course for them. But wait, it gets worse. Such people often try to isolate you. They tell you that others don't understand you, that only your relationship is special. And before you know it, you're moving away from your friends, your family, everything that stabilizes you. You lose your energy and sometimes even yourself. Think of it this way. Helping an emotional manipulator is like filling a leaking bucket with water. No matter how much you pour into it, it will always remain empty. And while you're trying to fill it, you're the one exhausting yourself. That's why my advice, and believe me, this comes from experience: set clear, firm boundaries. In some cases, you even have to break off contact completely. I know that sounds harsh, but it's either that or you'll go down with it. For example, you can say, "But I see you're going through a hard time, but I can't be your only support. Maybe a professional can help you better than me." Or, "This relationship is too stressful for me. I need distance." But be warned, they won't like this at all. Prepare for anything. Tears, guilt, anger. That's their repertoire to keep you under control. But if you stand firm, I promise you, you will be able to breathe freely again. You will regain your energy, your calmness, your freedom. And when they start crying, just because you say no, then you know it's tactics. Remember, this is not selfishness. This is self-protection. You are not responsible for the happiness of others. Your first duty is to take care of yourself. Like on a plane at the safety demonstration, you must first put on your own oxygen mask before you help someone else. Why? Because you can't help anyone if you're unconscious yourself. It's the same in life. If someone is manipulating you emotionally, remember you're not cruel when you say no. You're not a bad friend if you set boundaries. You are simply someone who has understood that you cannot save someone by going down with them yourself. And that brings us to the end of this video. I really hope these thoughts help you better protect your energy and well-being. Always remember, saying no is not selfish. It is vital. Your happiness counts as much as that of others. If you liked this video, feel free to share it with someone who should hear it. Sometimes we all need a little reminder so that we don't get overwhelmed by the expectations of others. We'll see you again soon in a new video. Take good care of yourself, and don't forget your kindness is precious. Use them wisely.